It's our belief that Nigeria will continue to day kanpe. It's Citizen FM 93.7. This is the Zuma talking point. 16 minutes downside 9. The difference between politics and governance is what we're looking at today on the Zuma talking point. Unfortunately, the weather dealt my guest a bad blow, but I do know he's on his way. Now, the terms government and politics actually involve the people and the process that takes over a particular state. Both of these terms, actually refer to the system that is in control of a country or a state. In this case, Nigeria. Now, government is a social science term which refers to this certain group of people that takes over a particular nation, and the manner that these governing organizations run the country is very structured and organized. However, on the other hand, politics refers to the process in which a group of appointed leaders, as well as the people of the state, make a collective decision on various issues in the country. Although the term politics will still refer to the art or science of controlling the state in an organized and structured manner, politics will still differ in various ways. To bring it home to Nigeria, what we have today, right, is what we have today is a mix of the two. So because someone participates in politics, he's given the opportunity to govern. Does that make them good administrators? Perhaps not. But this and more is what we will be looking at today on the Zuma talking point, because as 2023 comes upon us, we need to find what works for us as a nation. We need to decide what we want. Do we want politics? And if we must have politics, must we mix it with governance? Or can we have politicians? And of course, we're not talking about those who will lead, maybe those that will be voted for. We're talking about the soldiers on the flanks, okay? Do we want to have a situation where, this politician was there for me, and so when I come into government, I have to reward them with a position that they may not know anything about, Some of that is what we have experienced in Nigeria today, where we have these challenges of people, in places that you cannot exactly say they fit in those places. And if you don't fit in a place, the tendency is for you to stand. The tendency is for you to stick out like a sore thumb, but then a lot will also get spoiled in the process. I'm not the one to do justice to this morning. I'm here, to hear from my guest, someone I know has in-depth knowledge about politics and governance, and I do understand that he's here with us. So I would apologize to you again. It's not a good way to start, but it's a raining Monday, and so sometimes we need to excuse some of these things. So we'll take a quick break, and when we do come back again, hopefully, my guest will be seated at that time. So please bear with us. We really do apologize for that, but hey, tell a friend to grab a chair. It's going to be an interesting discussion in the next 40 minutes. Stay with us.
The issues. Everybody respected that because it was coming from the president.
Theory behind it, the way the people took the battle in their hands.
Some civil servant retire without a roof over his head.
The cause.
If we cannot trust you, then you cannot take the ticket of this country. Who cannot be divulged from those who cause the crime. Honestly.
The passion.
You must have national spread. So where is it?
Why are you so concerned about that?
He said money was.
I never. No.
The platform is always the same.
Insight on Citizen FM 93.7.
The source is constant.
My name is Lawrence Umoite.
There is always an opportunity.
Tomorrow, Insight returns with another interesting.
Insight with Lawrence Umoite on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Be part of the experience.
Once upon a time, for one village where they for air, everything they go well. Them they enjoy better things until them great grandpillar them tell them say he get one secret where they for inside calabash, for inside bush. Elders them gather, them send them Ezemo into bush. Impact in Ngongo and Njanja take enter inside bush. When you see the calabash, where them papa hide for inside bush. Time to open the calabash. Ezemo hard then knock. Last, in open the calabash. What's in me the secret where you come see?
As we bring them out, Abuja how far? Hashtag man up, tab yarn, mind your language. That's here, and the plenty gadget betterment mixed with correct Naija song. Let them be inside Evening Your Love with SMO 1 Radio Street Breeze for 93.7 Citizen FM Abuja. Flex Evening Your Love, Monday to Friday from 5 o'clock for evening, go reach 9 o'clock for night. Evening Your Love with SMO 1 for 93.7 Citizen FM.
Nigeria still they can't pay, it go better. Nigeria still they can't pay. We no break, we no scatter. Nigeria still they can't pay, it done better. Nigeria still they can't pay. Where are the Igbos, Hausas and Yorubas? Make we come together, cause we be brothers. Forget the language, cause we resemble, make we live as one, and celebrate. 60 years done waka, Nigeria still they can't pay, it go better. Nigeria still they can't pay. We no break, we no scatter. Nigeria still they can't pay, it done better. Nigeria still they can't pay. It go better. Nigeria still they can't pay.
Citizen FM 93.7, 24 minutes downside 9. Zuma Talking Point is what you're listening to. And because as a station, we are committed to the citizens every day, we do all that we can to awaken the citizens to their responsibility in building a greater nation. My guest today is making, I actually have said a lot about him before he came, but Len, now he's here. They say you don't scrape a man's head in his absence. And so my guest today is Dr. Muhammad Dahiru, the chairman, Presidential Implementation Committee on Technology Transfer with the Czech Republic, Nigerian Czech Republic Trade and Investment Council chairman. He is also a visionary business leader with over 2 decades of successful multifaceted experience in financial services and public-private partnership sectors. Of course, he is someone gifted to high performance, gifted to a better nation, an extremely patriotic Nigerian, but most of all, someone who understands the difference between politics and governance. And that is why on the Zuma Talking Point this morning, that is what we'll be looking at. A very good morning to you, Dr. Dahiru.
Good morning.
And good to have you in our studios again today.
Thank you for having me.
The way they say it in Yoruba, they'll say, Share Roju. That is, I hope you didn't see the rain.
I saw the rain.
Great. We're looking at politics and governance. One of the challenges Nigeria has faced over the years is the fact that politicians, since we started this Fourth Republic in 1999, politicians, after the whole euphoria of politics, which we're about to get into now, get rewarded in governance position. So I'd like you to just take us through the difference between politics and governance. I think we can start with that.
Okay, thank you, Kem. There is a thin line between politics and governance.
Okay.
Because it is after politicking, after elections, that you form a government.
Mm-hmm.
But what we are seeing, especially in the developing world, is inability of our politicians to distinguish between that thin line. And why we're having that is that we have not been able to copy the politics as it should be from the people that introduce it to us and practice it as they are practicing it over there. And we have been suffering because of lack of understanding of the norms of politics as it is being played by developed countries.
Okay.
We copied all the structures of governance. The legislature, the judiciary, the executive arm of government, and almost, I normally tell people that whatever institution there is in the US, we have a replica in Nigeria. Just name it. Whatever institution of governance that you think is there in the US, we have a replica in Nigeria. But the thing that we have not been able to replicate here is the norms that govern politics.
Okay, what are these norms?
There are basically two norms that govern politics, just two, but very important norms that have kept, most especially the American politics and governance in check.
Okay.
The first is that of mutual toleration. They call it the norms of mutual toleration.
Norms of mutual toleration,
Yes.
number one.
That means all the political players in the country see themselves as legitimate competitors.
Okay.
They don't see themselves as enemies. They see themselves as legitimate competitors that are in the race to provide good governance to the country. So it doesn't matter which party you are. The aim is for you to provide good governance at the end of the day.
Okay.
That is the first norm. The second norm is forbearance. The norm of forbearance is when by election you are able to form a government. You will not use the instrument of government against your opponent. Because you are just holding the power temporarily. So these two norms are what has kept American system in check, not the other arms, because they don't see themselves as enemies, so they don't tend to bring down each other even after election. When you are in a position of power, you don't use power to victimize
the other person,
the other party, so the other party does not see you as an enemy. The most important thing is how do you deliver the dividends of governance to the majority of the citizens. So these are the two norms that have kept American system in check. Not the legislature, not the judiciary, no. These things that are imbibed in the politicians and the people, and that is what we don't have in Nigeria. If
How
you
can
form
we
a
get
government,
yes?
the next thing is your opponent wants to see that you have failed. So he will do whatever it is to bring you down. And in bringing you down, he's bringing the whole country down.
Absolutely.
And also those that have found themselves in position of power, okay, how can I finish my enemy so that he will not be able to contest against me? So you now start going after them in order to bring them, because you have temporary control of institutions of governance. So you now go after your opponents. So that creates chaos. And so instead of us to focus and govern, we will now end up being divided because of differences in party politics, and which should not be.
Which should not be.
Yeah.
Okay, now, let me just quickly ask this one. Would you say that the democratic government, form of governance in Nigeria is the best for us?
Democracy will always remain the best.
Okay.
But the people that practice the democracy are the ones that should change.
What do we have to do?
What do we have to do is there has to be a reorientation, a national reorientation, and it has to start from the top.
Okay.
We need a leader that will see himself as a leader of all, that will lead by example. You see the difference in governance, in leadership. There are two major things that if you do in governance, in leadership, you'll be able to bring the country together.
Okay.
Two. One is very easy and one is very difficult.
Okay, so let's go with the easy one first.
The easy one is your ability to have your citizens follow instructions that are provided in the constitutions and other laws that are governing the land.
Okay.
As a leader, you can have people follow it because you have the instruments of power to coerce them to follow. The second one is you that is in the position of leadership to follow those rules, knowing that those instruments of power will not coerce you to do it.
Okay, I need you to take that again, please. That's the difficult one.
That's the difficult one.
Okay, let's go over it.
The difficult one is you are in a position of authority.
Yeah.
But you are supposed to also follow the rules of the land, the constitution as provided in the land, like any other citizen. But you don't have people to force you to follow.
Okay.
So it has to come from within you. And that is where we failed. Most of our leaders, because there is nobody to force them to follow the rule, they tend to break the rule. And that is the most difficult aspect of leadership. And once you lose that, you lose the whole country.
Will that be a fallout of military rule?
No, it's not a fallout. It's something that is not a military rule. It's it's lack of patriotism. That is why I said that if we are looking for a leader, you just don't look at. There are so many characteristics that you have to look at.
Okay.
You understand? You have to look at knowledge. It's not just knowledge that he has gone to school. Not just knowledge that he has gone to school. Knowledge that he even knows what he's supposed to do in that position.
Okay.
There's a difference between I know book for school,
certificates,
and I know my responsibility as a governor, or as a legislature, or as that knowledge is very, very important.
We call it certificates and sabificates. Beyond your certificate, what is your sabi?
Yes. Most of the people that tend to join politics join to politics without them even knowing what is expected of them in the position that they are aspiring to. So that is the problem we have in this country. So unless when you are a leader, you now when your citizens see you subjecting yourself to the same laws that they are being asked to follow, without anybody forcing you, everybody will fall in line.
Wasn't that what the current president meant when he was giving his inaugural speech, and he said, "I am for everybody, but I'm for nobody, but I'm for nobody, but I'm for everybody." I'm trying to be sure I got it right.
Yes, it's in that direction.
Okay.
But you see, leadership goes beyond one person. Leadership goes beyond the president. What about his appointees? What about the people in the legislature? What about the state governors? So when you're talking about the whole political elite have to imbibe that culture for it to drip down. The fact that the president is the only one will hardly make a change.
The tree doesn't make a forest.
You understand? It has to be something that the political elites of this country have to come and sit down and say, the country is not moving in the direction that everybody is expecting it to, and the fault is ours. Why? People see you being corrupt. People see you breaking the law. People know you before you become a senator, you become a governor, you don't have anything. All of a sudden, you have all the riches in this world. Your children are getting married. You are spending billions of naira in a country where some people cannot afford to feed. And you expect to have a sane society? No. No, it cannot happen. So, people tend to not understand what governance is. And they find themselves in politics and being elected to govern people. And they don't know what governance is. That is the problem we have in this country.
All right, Citizen FM 93.7. It is 25 minutes to 10. We have 20 more minutes to have this discussion with Dr. Muhammad Dahiru. Dr. Muhammad Dahiru is the Nigeria Czech Republic Trade and Investment Council chairman. He's also the chairman, Presidential Implementation Committee on Technology Transfer between Nigeria and Czech Republic. He's not here in that capacity today. He's here in his capacity as an extremely passionate, patriotic Nigerian who wants a better nation. And that much is visible from his dedication to having the Czech Republic bring their technology here and not importing what they have to give us, but we producing for ourselves here. We will touch a bit on that before the end of the show. But then I have to ask you this. How can we get the political elites? You and I know that money has a spirit of its own, so to speak, in quote. You know, and once people have money, it becomes difficult to teach an old dog new tricks. You know, so how do we get the political elites, for example, to understand their own place in being the examples for the citizens to follow?
You see, the problem we had was that the people that were supposed to join politics refused to join politics.
Because they say politics is dirty.
Politics is dirty.
I was going to get to that.
Not minding that those people that would go there are the people that will create the laws and the policies that will not only shape you, but will shape what your children will follow in years to come. So unless we have people that have succeeded in their own endeavors, people that have passion for this country, not people that are going into politics because somebody say, what is your business? Say, I'm a politician. Politics is not business. Politics is about service. You have to be able to excel in your chosen career before you come to offer service as a politician. But in Nigeria, we see people that have not done anything, that don't have any pedigree, that have not achieved anything in their life, going to contest elections and winning as governors, as senators, as House of Rep members. People that cannot even pass with simple pass certificate in school. You will see them are the ones that are now in charge of formulating the legislation and policies that will govern the whole country. Do you think we can get it right with that system? No. So the onus is on all of us, the citizens, to go back to our wards, to go back to our units, and see that from the ward level, we get involved in politics and choose those people that can represent us, that have the pedigree, that have the knowledge, the capacity, the commitment and the will to deliver. Those kind of people, unless we have those kind of people in position of authority, we will continue to go in cycle.
Well, it is said that nature abhors a vacuum. Now, if the people who should be there say it is dirty, and the people who feel that they are pigs can dance in the swamp, how then do we tell the people who ought to be there? I hope you're following my train of thought. How do we tell those people that we need to get in there to crowd them out, unless we want this nation to remain the way it is?
With what is happening now, do you need to tell anybody? Everybody is feeling the impact of bad governance at various levels, at local government levels, at state levels, and at various appointments we have seen. People have disappointed Mr. President, people that are supposed to be in position of authority and deliver have not been delivering. And the president cannot work in isolation. He must work with people. And it is the people that participated in politics, that have helped in the politicking that brings the government in power. They are the ones that will be chosen. Okay. So unless we put aside that sentiment that politics is dirty and the right people come in and bring in the expertise, the knowledge, Nigerians are tired. Things will change, but people have to offer themselves to. And I'm happy with the caliber of the candidates I'm seeing this time around. If you can see that there is an upgrade in what we used to have, and it has to continue in that direction for us to develop as a country.
Because the cliche, politics is dirty, is the reason why many professionals refuse to go into politics. I want us to hammer on that. For the average professional out there who sees himself herself as having something to contribute to a better nation, but is afraid that politics is dirty, how do you tell that person to get involved? What do you tell that person they need to start with?
No, you see, you don't need, you have to tell them the consequences of them not being participating, which is obvious. And it's not that we don't have people that are professionals that are into politics. We have some professionals that are into politics, that you see them heading parastatals, but they don't have the same agenda with that of even the parastatals they are running. You see somebody, a head of parastatal, having a different vision from what the parastatal is being set up to achieve, and you now put him to head that agency. They are at crossroads.
Conflicts.
They are at crossroads in terms of their vision. So it is high time that as a governor or as a president, if you want to appoint people into some sensitive parastatals, you should have one-on-one discussion with them. What we see now is mostly people bringing their CV. This person has worked for us during the election. Let's give him an appointment, and you now compensate.
You use
people,
the lives.
use the lives to compensate individuals. And at the end of the day, those parastatals, you see them not achieving what they are said. I will give you an example. I know of a parastatal that the head, he went to school competent, he was there. But because he has an ambition of, in the next 4 years, I want to contest also election. As soon as he entered that parastatal, his vision is, how can I position myself to make me win election in the next 4 years?
So he's not even interested.
He's thinking, whatever he's going to do, entirely different vision of that. It will be, how can I get enough resources? How can I make enough contact within this my position for me to win that election next 4 years? And this is a very critical parastatal that, if that parastatal works, a lot of things will be this. So we have so many of those kind of things happening since 1999 to date. That is why you see that the pressure will be on the president. The president is not doing this, the president is not doing that, but the president is not alone. But there should be a team of, so in selecting a team, it's very, very important you select people that share the same vision with you. You select people that share the same vision and post them to parastatals or this thing, that there is a target, there is a KPI within 6 months. This is what I, as a president, I'm sending you here, and this is my vision, and these are your KPIs. Within 6 months, I want to see you achieve this. If you don't, I will sack you and get another person to do it. Unless we get to that level, whereby we operate governance like how private sector operates, whereby this head of this parastatal will be given KPIs that at the end of 6 months we will review. If you don't perform, we'll send you and bring somebody. Unless we get to that.
So some people will be wondering what KPIs are. That's key performance index, okay? So that if they're not performing, they're taken out. Now, Dr. Dairu, that brings us to the issue of nepotism. Because as a president, for example, most of the people I will know will be the people I have interacted with, right? If I'm going to have a one-on-one with them, well, I may not have known them that much. And so it is those people I know I can trust, right? But the country is bigger than that. How do you then find that middle ground?
Okay, I did some thread on that on my Twitter handle.
On your Twitter handle, at Mosali.
So I said, you just don't elect somebody that doesn't. You know, you are electing a Nigerian president. If you are not electing a regional president, it will be a great disservice to this country for you to appoint somebody that doesn't know Nigeria. Because he will operate within his limit and within his capacity.
And you can't blame him for that.
You can't blame him. But when you are electing a president, you are electing a Nigerian president, so elect a Nigerian.
Who is a Nigerian?
A Nigerian is somebody that doesn't see himself as any tribe or any religion. Is somebody that his understanding cut across the tribes and cut across religions. Is somebody that from his life history you can see that he's not a tribalistic or a religious bigot. unless we appoint such kind of people to position of authority, people that put Nigeria first, people that are patriotic, people that when you see them, you see Nigeria with them. From their school life to their early years of work to their experience in life, wherever you see them, you see Nigeria. Those are the kind of people we should choose. And it is not hidden. When somebody is a Nigerian, you know. When somebody is a religious bigot, you know. When somebody is a tribal champion, you know. So if you elect a tribal champion, you get a tribal. He will operate within his capacity and deliver what he can deliver.
A tribal
if you
cabinet.
deliver a religious bigot, you will see that he will get. It's like that. But if you appoint a Nigerian, if you vote for a Nigerian, that doesn't see himself as representing a sect or doesn't as a religion, that is when you can see that the people surrounding him will encompass all that. And you can look at the various presidents we had, and you can conclude on yourself that who has been a Nigerian and who has not been. From the way they handle the appointment, from the way they handle the country, from the way they even execute policies. So we have to put sentiment aside, put tribal sentiment aside, put religious sentiment aside, and see that we elect somebody that see himself as a Nigerian.
Okay, it is Citizen FM 93.7. This is the Zuma Talking Point, and we're looking at the difference between politics and governance. My guest today is a business leader, one who is extremely passionate about Nigeria. He is serving in a capacity, in Nigeria, but that's not the focus for today, because they say that when two brothers go into the house and they speak truth to themselves, they don't come out smiling. Sometimes, as citizens, we all have to judge or talk to ourselves and decide how we want this country to move forward as a nation. If you're just joining us, you have missed a lot, but it starts 9 o'clock every morning on the same station, 93.7. My guest, Dr. Muhammad Dahiru. We have been looking at the difference between politics and governance. What are the necessities of good governance?
You see, when you're talking about good governance, it's very simple.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Very simple. If you are elected as a local government chairman, before the election, there are things that people elect you based on. There are promises that you have made before they elect you. Just go and do those things. Irrespective of, put your personal interest aside. You cannot deliver good governance when your personal interest is ahead of that of your people. The interest of your people should be first. When you put the interest of the people first, you execute policies based on the laws of the land. You will not have issue. It's not rocket science.
Okay, now.
It's not rocket science. But because we now tend to put our personal interest before any other interest, that is why governance becomes very difficult.
Okay, now some people say that what usually happens is that when people get into the position of power, it almost feels like a throne that was set on a hole covered by a mat, right? I don't know if you know those stories we used to read, right? A hole that has been covered by a mat, and then you place a throne on it, and then the person comes in, sits on it, and just realizes that, why, I'm going deep into the hole. Some people argue that that's the reason why many people from outside and everything changes. I don't know what you say about that or what you think about that.
I don't want to believe in that, because if you believe in that, it means you can never get things right. If you believe in that, and we see other countries getting it right. What did they do different? Your team makes you. The people you surround yourself makes you. If you surround yourself with people that will say yes sir to you and will lie to you, you can never succeed as a leader.
But
if you are honest to yourself and you assemble people that can look at you into your face and tell you the truth and offer their advice to you, people that are more knowledgeable than you. If you know you don't have knowledge, because as a leader you don't have to have knowledge in everything. The day you arrogate yourself the knowledge of everything, you have failed as a leader.
Absolutely.
So when you're assembling people, you assemble people that you know are even better than you in those areas that you have weakness, and they will tell you the truth to your face and you will listen to them. You will succeed. There's nothing that will bring you down.
But you and I know that in the political landscape of Nigeria, there's a burgeoning industry of psychopaths. leader who's thinking of maybe a local government chairman, a senator, something, they're thinking of going into the public space to serve, what would your advice be to them, especially with regards to individual characters like that?
My advice to them is that when you find yourself in a position of authority and you see people rushing to you, they are not coming to you, they are coming to that seat. The day you leave that seat, you will not see those people.
True.
So in looking at people you are going to work with, look at people that come to you not because you are on that seat, but people that you have known and people that you know that will tell you, they will tell truth to power, irrespective of what will happen to them. Bring them closer. Because what you see is that as soon as you become a chairman, a governor, or a minister, you will see people from all walks of life coming to people you have not even met before, bringing all kinds of Greek gifts to you. You will now have new friends. They will tell you, no, the person that was there, this is how we work with him. This is how. But if you allow yourself to be taken over by those people, you know that they are friends of that seat, not your friends.
I'm friends for a season.
They will use you. Once you fail and leave, you will not see them.
And your name will be on the failure.
Nobody will call them. The day you leave that seat, you will call them, they will not answer your call.
Well,
unless as a leader you know that, because it's like it's like a coach of a football team. You can't. Whatever you tell the players, if they don't play for you, whatever you teach them, if they go inside the field, they can misbehave. But you know players that can believe in you and play to your instructions because you have a goal to achieve. If you don't have such kind of people surrounding you as a leader, it's a recipe for failure.
Well, interestingly, in Anambra State recently, a few days after Professor Soludo took over as governor, ex-governor Obiano was having a Thanksgiving service and it was almost empty. But Professor Soludo's Thanksgiving service was filled to the brim. They've moved on. That's what it is. Well, we have less than 2 minutes to go. So before we go, I'd like to find out what's going on with the Czech technology transfer.
Where we are now on the projects we have on the Delta 2 program, we have about 280 companies that have applied, undergoing screening right now and an evaluation. We'll set up the evaluation team. We'll get our evaluation report ready by December with the companies that have qualified. Then we'll start funding and executing the projects by January. On our Irrigation Nigeria project, we have had the team from the Czech Republic. They came into Nigeria last 2 weeks. They've done the survey. We are going to start the pilot run by next month.
Oh, nice.
Before this administration is over, we should be able to have the pilot scheme completed so that the next administration that will come will just have to replicate it all over the country.
Amazing.
On another project we are doing, which is eco-panelly, the one that we are making rice throws into building materials. That one too is going far. We are surveying the areas. We are going to set up the factory. And then all the other things are coming on board.
Amazing. Are we looking forward to people manufacturing? Because I did mention that I did mention before you walked in that all the blade consumed in Nigeria, none is produced in Nigeria. So are we looking at having blade produced in Nigeria sometime soon?
We will have by December when we finish evaluation. By the time we pick those things that we are going to start with, we are going to let Nigerians, okay, these are the things that we have succeeded in identifying a consortium. These are the things that we have identified a consortium to be able to start producing in Nigeria. We'll make it available to Nigerians by December. After the evaluation, I cannot preempt what the team is doing.
I understand.
Then by December, we'll tell Nigerians, okay, this year, these are the things that we have identified that we should start producing in Nigeria, and the process will start from January. This one, it will take 6 months. This one, it will take 1 year. Then the next year on will be the same.
Amazing. We look forward to that. But before you go, I'd like you to speak truth to power to the average Nigerian citizen out there who's listening right now. What would you say to them with regards to patriotism, with regards to making a choice without mentioning anybody, all right, towards the next year's general elections?
next year's general election is a very, very important one in our history. Vote for somebody who is a Nigerian, somebody who has the capacity, the will, the knowledge to deliver. And how do you know such kind of a person? Look at, they say history tells you a lot. Look at what the person has done before. There is a slogan that action pass intention. Yeah, because some people will tell you, I'm coming to do this, I'm coming to do this, but action pass intention. Look at people, what they have done before, that you can see, that you can touch, that you can feel. Vote for them. Don't vote for somebody that will come and learn on the job. It will not take us anywhere. Leadership is not about coming to learn. If you want to learn, learn before you come to lead.
As an LG chairman or a state governor?
As a president or whatever.
No, well, if you to learn, you can learn.
You can learn. That's what I said. Look at it. If you want to learn, don't come and you cannot learn on our head. Because all the mistakes you are going to do, we will be the ones that will suffer the mistakes that you are going to make.
Absolutely.
Leading people is not about coming to learn. It's about coming to deliver. So let's look at the histories of our constituents, what they have done before, what is their pedigree, before you make your choice. It's very, very important because it affects everybody at the end of the day.
Absolutely. A very big thank you to you, Dr. Mohammed Dahiru. I keep calling you by your Twitter handle at Mo Sali.
Thank you.
A very big thank you to you, and thank you for enlightening us on politics and governance. Hopefully, by the grace of God, as citizens, we will get it right in the coming year and have, a Nigeria, continue to build a Nigeria that we can bequeath to our children and those yet unborn.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best in your new appointment.
Thank you.
All right. And that's our package this morning on the Zuma Talking Points. Thank you for being a part of it. My name is Kemi Asekun. My loved ones call me Kem, and I love it that way. Don't forget, we cannot be mere consumers of good governance. We must be participants. We must be co-creators. That is how to build a nation. A very big thank you to everyone who's assisted me this morning. Zion Akiemi, Muna Aka, Damudu Barnabas Rejoice, and of course to the person controlling the YouTube channel there, Destiny Wada Olubu. Do have a great day, and don't forget, in a few minutes it'll be time for Insight with Lawrence Umwete. To stay with Citizen FM 93.7.